Singapore is a multiracial, multi-religious city-state that drew much of its citizenry from near and far over 2 centuries to be what it is today. Diverse, varied, but still unified by a common spirit, the Indian Muslims have played some key roles and contributed to the society. They became an integral part of Singapore's landscape, notably in commerce, journalism, language, law and order, religion, philanthropy, sport and the arts. This is a story of a small community of many languages, multiple identities and a shared aspiration as Singaporeans. This is the story of Singapore's Indian Muslims.
You're part of the Tamil culture. You're very rich in it. When I hear your Muslim sermon on radio sometimes, it's something I can understand, full of meaning, but it's rich in the Tamil language.
If you look at the Indian Muslim community in Singapore, we see also a very interesting blending of the Tamil-speaking Indian Muslims as those who are not Tamil-speaking, maybe Urdu-speaking, Hindi-speaking, and also Malay-speaking.
Indian businessmen during the early days, as you know, most of them came to Singapore alone. They did not bring their families. So we found that they were living in a totally new cultural climate.
During those days, for the Indian Muslim community to have survived amidst a large dominant Chinese community, there must be a lot of interfaith understanding and harmony. And I think that they were able to bridge long before. Now we are talking about strengthening interfaith harmony and religious harmony. But long before that, the fact that such 2 different variant groups, one Indian Muslim, Nagar Dargah Shrine next to Tian Hock, Hocking Temple, and few other heritage centers. If you look at the Teluk Ayer Street, there are many religious institutions here. For those things to coexist, there must have been a lot of harmony, understanding, give and take.
My grandmother was a homemaker. My mother is a homemaker. I was one of the first few girls in the family to have considered to be married pretty late. I got married in my mid-20s. Those times that was considered quite late because most of my cousins and my relatives got married in their teens. Once they reach 16, 17, 18, they usually get married. Over time, Indian Muslim families have realized the value of their girls being educated and the value of them being active contributors to the economy.
Many of the initial immigrants always thought about their homeland as India. And Singapore was just a transient place to make money. But my father became a Singaporean in the early 60s. He brought also values and mores about concept of hard work, concept of looking after others, concept of looking after your fellow brothers, whether Muslim or non-Muslim, it doesn't matter.
Quite a number of Indian Muslims who actually marry into locals, Malays, and they adopt the local culture and they are culturally Malays. And I'm one of them and associated more with the Malay community than with the Indian Muslim community. But that doesn't mean that we forget our roots and our beginning. But nevertheless, I think it was a very important combination where the Indian Muslim community members were able to contribute towards the larger cause of the upliftment of the total Muslim community in Singapore.
Especially Indian Muslim, I tell you, they want to marry each other. They want to. I'm an Indian Muslim. I must find another Indian Muslim. Our old man philosophy, I don't know. When you're Indian Muslim, they will choose for you another. They call it anak mami lah. So when my time is different. I won't. No, we are free. My father is. My elder brother got it. So my turn. I'm free for me to choose. I'm lucky. My brother got married to my cousin. Among all the Indian Muslim community, they intermarriage among each other. They will find an Indian Muslim man or Indian Muslim woman.
They were very honest and gave respect to other religions, and they were able to adapt to other religions. And this was the key factor in how Indian Muslims were able to mingle with the local crowd. Though it was totally different in nature when, according to their days of doing business in India or any other place. So I think that is the key reason why Indian Muslims have grown, is because they can adapt to most of the conditions.
There is a lot of history for us to hold on to. The lesson is Singapore is made up of a migrant society, and for different groups to coexist, there must be understanding, there must be tolerance, there must be the ability to appreciate and live with one another. And I think that Vinaguru Dargah itself holds good lessons for us.